The Flint water crisis has ruined many people's lives and caused families a lot of pain. And now investigations and lawsuits have started to pile up, and people are hoping to be brought the answers and justice that they deserve.
It's not a natural disaster. It's a human disaster brought on by failures of humans, but I think as well brought on by failures of government at all levels.
The FBI started its own investigation into the chain of events that caused this crisis, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation is not here to help fix the problem. They are here to find someone to blame. They opened a criminal investigation to determine whether or not federal laws were broken. But not only are the FBI involved, federal prosecutors in Michigan are working with many other groups also investigating the crisis.
And so the investigations are underway, multiple investigations. The federal government, state government, county prosecutor are all conducting criminal investigations right now, and I think it's important that those investigations run their course and find out what the determination is.
The Flint Water Task Force, created by Governor Snyder, are the first to finish their investigation in Flint in March of this year. The task force found that the MDEQ and former emergency managers of Flint are mostly to blame for this catastrophe. The government, for the people of Flint, and the EPA are also at fault.
It's clearly a case we should learn from this. There was a change in a water source, and I think if you look at the recommendations they talk about, there's more questions that should have been asked, could have been asked, and more work done when you're making a dramatic change like this that I think people underestimate in many regards, in terms of not just the city, but the DEQ.
On Tuesday, February 23, 2016, the Michigan legislature built a committee to review findings, examine policy actions that could possibly prevent similar events elsewhere, and take testimony on mistakes that led to the crisis. Senator Jim Ananich, one of the vice chairs, was not happy that it does not have a subpoena power and openly called it an investigation. This should have happened much sooner. In addition to the other investigations, the EPA was auditing or examining how Michigan enforces drinking water rules and said it would identify how to strengthen the state. On the state level, Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette enlisted former Wayne County Assistant Prosecutor Todd Flood and former Detroit FBI Director Andrew Arena to lead another criminal investigation of crimes surrounding the crisis. This investigation led to criminal charges against two MDEQ officials, Stephen Bush, who faces 5 offenses, and Mike Prisby, who is charged with 6. Mike Glasgow, a City of Flint employee, also faces 2 criminal charges, but according to Schuette, there's more to come. A congressional hearing was held on February 3rd of 2016 for the biggest investigation looking into the Flint water crisis. The first round of hearings saw the testimonies of many, but were missing key players, including the governor of Michigan, who was not called to attend.
The problem is that today we are missing the most critical witness of all, the governor of the state of Michigan, Rick Snyder.
And the Midwest's former Region 5 administrator of the EPA, Susan Hedman. Darnell Early, the former emergency manager of Flint, was also called to attend, but failed to do so.
On Tuesday, I issued a subpoena. His attorney refused service. We're calling on the U.S. Marshals to hunt him down and give him that subpoena.
After so much pressure, they all showed up for the second round of hearings on March 15th and 17th. And another investigation was announced on March 11th, 2016, which is being led by the governor himself, Rick Snyder. He called for an immediate, full-joint investigation into how the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services handled the public health problems in Flint. In addition to all of the investigations going on, there have been many lawsuits filed, and most are class action lawsuits. Class action lawsuits are lawsuits that allow a large number of people with a common interest in a matter to sue or be sued as a group. Flint residents filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of victims of high lead levels against Governor Snyder, the state of Michigan, the city of Flint, and other city and state officials in November of 2015. Another class action lawsuit was filed on January of 2016 by attorney Valdemar Washington on behalf of Flint residents who were affected by the contaminated water. Its complaints are gross negligence by the city and state officials for allowing corrosive water to come into the city, and claims that the officials knew that the water was toxic and unsafe.
And what we need to care about is safe drinking water.
And attorney Jeffrey Feiger joined the mix in February 2016, filing a class action lawsuit against McLaren Hospital on behalf of residents who contracted Legionnaire's disease. He alleged that the Flint Hospital knew about the Legionella bacteria in the water for months, while patients were exposed to it and many got the illness. The ACLU has also filed a lawsuit to try and make the city and state officials follow federal requirements for testing and treating water to control lead. They also want to have the officials replace all lead pipes without making Flint residents pay. But while there are many people investigating and lawsuits are mounting up, some people in Flint still don't have water. This is a big problem that has not gone away overnight. And with the amount of lawsuits and investigations, it may take years for the people of Flint to overcome it.